Hey guys, Josh here with another graphic novel review. This week I'm reviewing Star Wars Darth Vader Volume 1, titled Vader. If you haven't read this yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, you're going to want to skip this video and come back later because everything I say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. First of all, the art. The art is absolutely perfect in this comic. Artist Salvador Larroca and colorist Edgar Delgado have done an absolutely magnificent job with this comic. In my opinion, the art is even better than in the main Star Wars comic, and the art in that is absolutely phenomenal, so that's saying a lot about Darth Vader. I just love the photorealistic style, and in Darth Vader they use it very, very well, and I think it works perfectly. Overall, I would give the art a score of 10 out of 10. Moving on to voice. Voice and dialogue is really where the comic falls apart a little bit for me. I feel like a lot of Darth Vader's dialogue just doesn't feel like something Darth Vader would say, and that is the probably most important part of a Darth Vader comic book. You gotta make sure you get the voice and the dialogue right, and I really don't feel like they did. Also, the best lines in the comic don't even go to Darth Vader. Dr. Aphra and 000 get the best lines in the comic. So overall, I have to give voice and dialogue a score of 4 out of 10. Moving on to story, the story runs pretty much simultaneously to the main Star Wars comic. There might be a little non-linearness going on there. They're not perfectly simultaneous, but the story does overlap a lot. So that's really neat. So if you're reading them both at the same time, you see call-outs to each comic, and that's really, really cool, and I think it works very well. And I really like Vader's story, actually. I've read a couple of blogs, and they're like, well, Vader's story isn't very good, and I'm like, I really have to disagree with that, because it makes sense what's going on with Vader. After his failure in, letting the Death Star be blown up, the Emperor is not really out to get him, but Vader has to kind of prove that he is worthy to be the Emperor's right hand. And the Emperor has all these other people in line to take over that position, so Vader has to kind of covertly take these people, these rivals, out. And I think that's a really interesting story. Also, we meet 3 brand new characters in Darth Vader, and I like all 3 of them. We get Dr. Aphra, who's kind of an evil Indiana Jones, and she even gets some lines that are very mirrored to Indiana Jones, and I thought that her introduction actually into the comic is straight out of Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I thought it was awesome. I totally fanboyed out on that. 000, we meet him as well. He's kind of a psychotic C-3PO. He's a protocol droid who's been programmed to specialize in torture and assassinations, and just 000, I really enjoyed that character as well. And then there's BT-1, who's sort of an evil R2-D2. So we get these different spins on characters who we are familiar with from the Lucas-verse. I love that they're kind of funhouse mirror versions of these other characters. I think it's really, really interesting and really fun. Overall score for the story, I'll give that an 8 out of 10. Standout moments in Volume 1. First of all, Dr. Aphra's introduction, like I said, it's taken right out of Raiders of the Lost Ark, and I had a totally geek out fanboy moment there. I really, really enjoyed that. There is a callback to Attack of the Clones on Geonosis, and any callback or anything to remind fans of the prequels may be a mistake, just given that the prequels were so poorly received and are universally derided by Star Wars fans. And finally, the final sequence, the final scene in Volume 1 directly mirrors the final scene from Star Wars, and we get a little more information. In the final frame of Star Wars, we had Boba Fett telling Darth Vader the name of the rebel pilot who destroyed the Death Star. At the end of Darth Vader Volume 1, we get to see a little bit more of what happens after that. But the best part is Darth Vader comes to an entirely different understanding of his relationship with the Emperor, and it's kind of the beginning of the end of their alliance, and we see that play out, of course, across Empire Strikes Back when he says that he and Luke can overthrow the Emperor and rule the galaxy together, and then the ultimate betrayal when he kills the Emperor at the end of Return of the Jedi. And that begins at the end of Darth Vader Volume 1, the fracturing of that relationship. Problems or issues with Darth Vader #1, really only Vader's dialogue. A lot of it just didn't feel like something Vader would say, although it did pretty much all feel in universe, it just felt out of character. But, like I said, if you get Vader's voice wrong, Vader's dialogue wrong, that is a major hit to the comic. And therefore I would score overall Darth Vader Volume 1 at a score of 7.5 out of 10. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for this video. If there was something I missed or something you think I should have mentioned that I didn't, or if I got something wrong, let me know down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you did, be sure to click that like button and subscribe for more reviews. And I really hope you guys come back next week when I review Doctor Who, The 10th Doctor Adventures Volume 1, Revolutions of Terror. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.